Well, good day everybody. This is Chris with the Ancient Scholar, and today I'm very excited to talk to you about a new ventilator. And I have not talked about ventilator management for some time after my initial series of videos that have become quite popular, and I'd like to express my gratitude and thanks to all the folks who have watched these videos, have made great comments, and hopefully who've benefited from some of these videos. So today what I'm going to do is I'd like to introduce you to the new ventilator that our EMS program was able to purchase through a grant. This is the Newport HT70 transport ventilator. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to take you through the basic components of the ventilator and the basic setup. Today will just be a introduction video to how this works and how we go about doing a basic setup. And then perhaps as we progress, I will do videos talking about more advanced applications. So let's talk about the basic components of this ventilator. You're going to need a ventilator circuit, and this happens to be the circuit that we're using. And in this circuit, I would definitely recommend using a HEPA filter, and of course on a real patient, a heat and moisture exchanger would be nice as well. On this circuit, you have this little elbow here, and what I do is pull that little elbow off, take the HEPA filter, and put that HEPA filter on this limb of the circuit here. Some people take this HEPA filter and put it on the expiratory limb of the circuit, which is okay because that protects the crew, okay, anybody from air being exhaled. But I like this because this also protects the inspiratory limb. So if there are bacteria, viruses, what have you, they're kind of stopped right here. And if you want, you could go ahead and throw a HEPA filter on the end of that as well. But I do like putting something here just to protect the circuit and ultimately protect the ventilator, because the proximal end of the circuit goes in the ventilator. All right, let's go ahead and look at the ventilator itself here. And I want to look at this piece of equipment first. This is how you can titrate. Okay, this is an air mixer, and this allows you to titrate the FiO2 that your patient is on. So this has a high pressure gas adapter that can connect to your oxygen cylinder. And then what I'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit. Once it's placed on the high pressure cylinder, you can see that I have different settings, all the way from 21 up to 100%. So that's my fraction of inspired oxygen. And I just turn this here. And if I wanted 40%, I could turn that to 40, and then this would automatically mix, and this would allow oxygen to go into the ventilator through here, and that would give me an FiO2 of 40%. The way that this works is this actually connects into this side of the ventilator. So let me just turn that all the way down. All right. So I will take this, we'll go over to the ventilator, and we'll go over to the side here. And what I do is, if you look at this, there are these little flanged openings. I find the largest flanged opening, this one here that we're looking at, and that one needs to be pointing generally up. And the way that is going to look is, you can see where this hose comes in. It's going to go in just like that, and then you just kind of line up the flanged. And then what'll happen is it'll actually drop itself into place. And so I just kind of come up, and you actually want the oxygen to pointing up in this direction. So you just kind of start off like that. And then you kind of have to slide it around until it goes into place. And then what you'll do is, like looking at it like this, is I will go in a counterclockwise direction, or clockwise direction, excuse me. I'll move in a clockwise direction, like so, and then it'll lock itself into place. And now I have this on my ventilator, and I'm able to increase or decrease the FiO2. Today I am going to be setting this ventilator up without the mixer, so I'm going to go ahead and take the mixer off, and we'll just be doing a room air setup. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about plugging the ventilator in. This is an interesting plug-in. and that's just a standard 110 volt alternating current adapter that we have there. This right here has a feedback mechanism that lets you know when it's plugged in, and the plug-in, if we move to the back of the ventilator, okay, the plug-in port is right here on the back of the ventilator. And so the way that this works is, let me just kind of get down here, and we'll focus that. All right, so you can see that. So what happens is this kind of slides in. Give myself a little more slack there. There we go. So it kind of slides in to the plug-in there, like so, and you can see the wire coming off to the side, and then you push in, and you have that snap, and then it won't get pulled out. And the way that you actually take this out is by squeezing, and then it'll allow you to just kind of squeeze, like so. Let's see if I can pull back there. There we go. Squeeze and then pull out, and then again you go in and you get that snap, and it won't actually pull itself out unless you squeeze that. All right. So that's plugging it in. So let's go ahead and talk about setting up the vent circuit here. All right, so I have the HEPA filter placed on the circuit, and the vent circuit itself. See on the front of the ventilator here, I have my, let me focus that, I have my gas output, my proximal transducing line, and my exhalation valve. So it tells you where these things go. So if you look at the ventilator circuit, I have this larger blue transducing line, and I have a thinner clear transducing line. And if you look at this, I see that, where does my clear line go? My clear line goes to my exhalation valve, and my blue line comes up here distally, so this must be my proximal line here. And when you look at this, this one is large. It's a larger tube when compared to the smaller guy here. Let me line these up together. You can definitely see. And when I go to the ventilator here, you can definitely see that the proximal line is much larger than the exhalation in terms of its diameter. So the blue guy is going to plug into the larger one up here, like so. The clear guy is going to plug into the smaller port down here. All right, so blue is proximal line, and then clear is your exhalation valve. Let me get my finger out of the way there. Okay, so that's that. And then, of course, it kind of goes without saying where, let me pull back here, where this little guy here goes.